Hey everybody, my name is Brian Filing, and today we're going to be talking about anomaly detection. So what is anomaly detection? Well, it's when you're examining specific data points and you're trying to detect rare and potentially suspicious occurrences because you have an established pattern of behavior in that measurement, and you want to make sure that there's nothing suspicious going on in that. So that's essentially what anomaly detection is going to be for us. And what does that look like practically? Well, when you're measuring your data in a certain way, let's say 0%, then you're creating a data KPI. And then what you want to do is apply a monitor to that data KPI to be able to say if the KPI is operating within a desired range. That could be threshold based, but you can also orient it around how the data KPI has performed in history. Today we're going to be focusing on a specific type of anomaly detection called dynamic threshold. So what exactly is a dynamic threshold? Well, a dynamic threshold is when you have an already understood range in which a data point can operate on, but that range is based off of something from a previous data point. That could be day over day, week over week, or it could just be data point to data point. And a good example of this would be like spending. So if I know that I'm going to be spending, let's say $350 a month on a car payment, well, last month was 350. Maybe next month, interest comes into play, and maybe I'm spending a little bit more, a little bit less than $350. However, if all of a sudden it jumps from 350 and it jumps 100% to $700 that month, that's way too much, right? So I have this pre-approved dynamic range that it could operate on based off of a previous data point. All right, here we are in Lightup, and we're going to take a look at this metric and see what it consists of. So we're measuring how many order IDs are coming in every single hour. Obviously, this could be around transaction understanding, making sure that it stays within a desired range. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this monitor is actually configured. So it's set up the same way as the static threshold, which is using a manual threshold monitor. But the difference is that we're looking at a percentage change. And this percentage change specifically is looking at a day over day percentage change. So we're saying from Monday to Tuesday, here's how much of a change we're expecting it to actually be within a certain range of some kind. Now, you could do week over week, you could do sample over sample, it's really up to you. But in this case, we're doing day over day. And what we're saying with this 50% minimum, 150% maximum is that from Monday to Tuesday, we expect a minimum of a 50% increase and a maximum of 150% increase. So if we get 100 records on day one, on Monday, then on Tuesday, we expect somewhere between 150 and 250 records. Now, the Tuesday to Wednesday, let's say that it hits that 150 records and it meets that dynamic threshold, then on Wednesday, we would expect a 50% increase on 150 because it's day over day concept. So we're not looking at a general growth over time. We're looking at specifically from one day to the next day comparison. So this is what it looks like with dynamic threshold being set within Lightup. You can see that day over day change looks a little bit different for each day that's there. The next video is actually going to be more on what you think when you think AI, ML based anomaly detection. We're going to look at trends. So stay tuned for that. If you found this video to be helpful or you want to get more information about how Lightup can help you with your data quality needs, please reach out to us at sales@lightup.ai or go to lightup.ai free trial to try it out for yourself. Thanks. Bye.